Witness the colossal boxing showdown nobody expected, live on Netflix. International superstar Jake Paul, the sport's most watched fighter, takes on Britain's two-time unified heavyweight world champion and Olympic gold medalist, Anthony A.J. Joshua, in the most dangerous and defining matchup of their careers. This is Judgment Day. Watch Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua, Friday, December 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, live on Netflix.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season, and only for a limited time. Sprite, obey your thirst.
Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no sour line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay, our holiday you're saving.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. This season, enjoy spacious, comfortable rooms and friendly service when you book with Hilton instead. Hilton for the stay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Christian Moore back to Jack Goodchild on the blue line. He manages to get it wide to Jacob Minter. And Goodchild with the shot! And the Slough Jets are taking the lead on the power play with 23 seconds remaining. And Jack Goodchild is Kane Russell with the shot cross goal. No need for the save from Lorne. And Campbell has found himself on. And he's 3-1 to the Johnson Chieftains. They have their back quickly.
Hello and welcome to Zero Puck Skill, the UK Ice Hockey Podcast, hosted by me, Ben Hyde.
And me, Katelin Norpiner.
Evening, Katelin. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Ben. How are you?
I'm very well. It's the final episode that we're going to do before Christmas. So
it is. Well, the end of the year.
Final one of 2025.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
Been a hell of a year for the podcast, actually.
It
started in January. Started with the Sports Podcast Awards, where we finished third with a bronze placement, it's a global awards, so it was mind-blowing to get that. You kind of, for anyone who doesn't really understand how it works, you have to put yourself in for it. So I don't think the likes of Chiclets and, all that lot put themselves in for the awards. I'm not sure if anyone else in the UK did, but we ended up on a short list of 12. And then finished up with the Bronze Award, which comes from a public vote. But the podcast that won the Gold Award has got like 80,000 followers on Twitter, so that's quite a large amount.
Yeah, quite a large amount. But that's all on you. Like, that is all down to your hard work over the years as well.
Well, it was down to everybody voting, and the fact that we've managed to not only keep the original listeners, but get in new listeners from across the league once we started to expand and cover the whole league. It brings warm feelings that I can't really describe. But to start the year that way and then go through with having so many brilliant guests towards the end of last year, and then doing the Steel City Showdown and all the content that we got from there, including the Jordan Lauday chat was a really special one for me, considering he was leaving Chelmsford and they hadn't made it that time to the playoffs, so that was a really special one. And then to obviously kind of having a bit of a flip reverse, because saying that I wasn't going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And then deciding that, you know what, I can't leave this alone. I think something that almost by accident we've created something that's needed.
Yeah, something different. And obviously, it's been great for me personally, because obviously I've joined and stuff, and this already has brought me so many opportunities, already talking to so many more people in this sector of ice hockey. So personally it's been great, but also for the podcast, it's been great too.
Yeah, I think once I decided that I had to come back, I had to change something. And I don't know, I think we did discuss this in your first couple of shows, that I thought if I'm going to get a co-host, I've got to put a post out and see who comes back with interest. But I did tell you, didn't I? I wanted you from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Because I knew that you weren't doing anything this year.
I remember getting a message on like really early Saturday morning. I was at work. And when I finished work, I had it. And it was just you, because I'd seen the post and I thought, I don't know whether to do it or not. Like, I'm not obviously doing anything in ice hockey this year because stars were out by then. And I just thought, do you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go for it. And it's actually the best thing I've probably done.
Yeah, it is great. One thing that we definitely have to do for 2026 is actually meet in person. That
yes, we do. We do. And it should have been this Saturday, but I ended up, busy girl going out with all my friends for Christmas. If it weren't for that, I would have been in Solent.
Yeah. And we'll get to that game that was massively entertaining. It was an incredible game to be at. We'll get to that when we get through the games that happened from the weekend just past. But we do have to do something else first, because there was a massive revelation, like a dun-dun-dun revelation on last week's episode, that you had never seen the Mighty Ducks.
No, I hadn't.
And when we shared this, someone who was in the Mighty Ducks, a member of this parish, Matt Doherty, who played Lester Averman in the Mighty Ducks, even put his 2 pence in and said, you need to sort that out.
Yeah, and I did. I watched the first one. I haven't watched the second one yet. I think that is my plan for tomorrow morning, which is Thursday. So hopefully by the time this is out, I'll already have another review up for you guys. It was brilliant. How I have not watched that movie before, I actually don't know. I messaged you, didn't I, straight away and was like, how haven't I watched this?
I know. It's so nostalgic as well.
It's so good. But the thing is, I've never watched it, but I felt nostalgic. It was like really weird, but no, honestly, I really, really loved it. And I can't wait to watch the second one. So,
obviously, you now watching it as an experienced hockey fan, you will understand, obviously, the things that they do in there.
Yeah.
It's not for the rules. The flying V would make you offside.
Yeah.
Going behind the net and tripping the goalie and no penalty being called on it. It's
like all the massive hits, which it also isn't allowed in junior games anyway.
No. And the one thing we like with the first Mighty Ducks film that I do love, because there's some great continuity errors in the second as well that are good to keep an eye on. But the final penalty shot for Charlie Conway to win the championships for the Ducks, he removes his helmet.
Yeah.
But immediately the game stopped.
That was the first thing I thought. I was like, I don't think you're allowed to do that.
But did you have a particular favourite bit from the film?
Probably when he scored the thing and he just skated over to the bench. Or the bench skated over to him. It was just so I don't know. I felt goosebumps because I was like, oh my god. Because with me, I really connect with movies and series and stuff. I feel like I'm living it. So I actually was just so happy and smiling when it went in. And I was like, yes, they beat them. But yeah, other than that, it was when they were all in the limo on the ice. That's brilliant.
So to be fair, it's a movie for the ages. It's like a cult thing, I think, with a lot of ice hockey fans. It's quite cult. And obviously, Matt Doherty has been a guest on this podcast. He was absolutely terrific.
He can come back now. I've watched it.
Yeah, I'm going to come back. He's got his film Failsafe going to some film festivals in the coming year. So we'd love Matt to come back on and talk to us about that. And he needs to plan getting into the UK because he's a Tottenham fan. He wants to come and watch Tottenham. So I've said if he gets to the UK to watch Tottenham, I've said I will take him to Chelmsford to watch hockey. And
what we could do, it could be a Tottenham Palace weekend and then Chelmsford on a Sunday.
That would definitely take some planning. That would be amazing to get that going. And then once you've watched the second one, you'll then understand a little bit more about Justin Wong, who has also been on the podcast. He appeared in Mighty Ducks 2 and Mighty Ducks 3, and a little bit in the Game Changer series, as well as did Matt Doherty. So they were just terrific, and to talk to them about their experiences of the films and what those films did for ice hockey globally. Because I think there's players probably my age now, so probably coming towards the end of their playing careers, that those films are the reason they started playing
hockey. Yeah.
And that's an amazing thing. And once you get into the second one as well, that's what Matt said to me when he was on, was about Disney wanting to get involved in the NHL and have a franchise, and that's when the whole Anaheim Ducks thing was all born from that. So you'll understand that more once you've seen the second one.
In the second one, yeah.
But the guys that have been involved in it are just terrific. And still to this day, the Anaheim Ducks treat them like royalty, which is absolutely as they should. Yes. They should be parading them at every single opportunity that they get. So, yeah, Matt was a terrific guest. Justin was a fantastic guest. I would love to have Marguerite Moreau come on and get that female perspective.
Yes.
Mighty Ducks. You know, she wasn't the only girl in the team in the first film.
No, she wasn't.
Or in the second. And I have reached out to Colum, who's also a female player in the second film. But yeah, it would be great to have Marguerite on and talk about the Ducks with her.
Yeah, it would be.
So a top recommendation for you then. What's your rating out of 10 for the Mighty Ducks?
Oh, like 9 out of 10. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. I just couldn't believe I hadn't watched it before. Because I was like, this just like reminds me of my childhood, even though I've never watched it.
Yeah, it's terrific. It's so much fun. So you can kind of overlook that they're not really playing by the rules, but
it's still just a good film. It's just lighthearted. It's easy to watch as well, and I love that. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Well, one bombshell then that you haven't watched it. I sorted that out, guys.
We did have quite a lot of feedback actually from the whole thing of you not watching Mighty Ducks, of people sending in recommendations of things that you need to watch. So I said we'll go through the progression now. So you'll go Mighty Ducks 2, maybe Mighty Ducks 3, and then we go like Slapshot, Miracle, Blades of Glory still need to see for a completely different topic that we discussed last week.
I need to watch that, and I will, because it's Will Ferrell and I love him.
Yeah. And then you've got like Miracle, I think the Goon, and there's loads of hockey films.
I do need to watch hockey films. I do. Yeah.
But that's it. Over the Christmas period, then everyone send in your hockey film recommendations for Katelin to go through.
Please
over
do.
The Christmas period, and when we come back in January, we can do another little film with you.
I hope so. If not, I'll be at work otherwise.
Well, we can get to the games then.
Yes, we can.
This weekend, which was a really, really big weekend for the Chelmsford Chieftains. I went down to Solent on Saturday night for that wonderful 5 p.m. early face-off. A crisp evening down on the south coast.
You love it.
a busy venue, a good crowd in there as well. Always a good atmosphere. It was a really good. If you were a neutral, it was a terrific game to watch. I think as a fan of either one, it became frustrating. It was difficult for either team to really get any plays going. I don't think Ross Miller will be happy with his performance on the Saturday night, particularly the first goal. It was Josh Martin from the side of the boards, up near side, but glove side, up over. I know Ross will probably want that one back. But it's the pressure that the Solent Devils put on their home rink. It does test a visit indeed. Really does.
It's not even just that. Like, you're going to be nervous going into this because you know, like, the result of this decides who's going into that semi-final or not. And obviously, at the end of the day, it's silverware, so you're going to want, like, both teams are going to want this. So I think you already sort of got that pressure on you. And if Solent put it in, especially in their home rink, you're buggered, really.
Yeah, I mean, the first 2 minutes before the Josh Martin goal, you could tell that no one wanted to make the mistake because of what was riding on the game. I've got to say, Regan O'Neill slotted in brilliantly to the Chieftains. We obviously we did kind of share with his, because the news of that broke whilst we were recording.
I saw it.
Yeah, you saw the breaking news that he'd been released from Victor.
I hadn't seen he'd already been announced for Chelmsford.
No, so we spoke about him perhaps going to Chelmsford.
And he already was.
Yeah, so I know Nicky this week has been talking about not revealing his sources and just trust me, bruv, innit? I think it's the same with us. We've been pretty spot on so far.
Yeah, we have.
that we've surmised. So, yeah, no sources revealed. Just trust us, innit?
Yeah.
But through the first, Chelmsford did improve through the first, equalised through Sasha Maltsev, who is, I say it every time, he's just getting better and better and better. And I was actually still, I got there a little bit late, and there wasn't any room in the away fan base, because obviously I always say Chelmsford travel so incredibly well, so I was still a little bit further down with some home fans. And the home fans around me, they cannot glow enough about Sasha Maltsev.
Yeah, he's just insane, and I say it all the time. there's just something about him. He's just so talented, but it's different. It's so hard to explain. All you need to do is just watch him. Just watch him. Don't even worry about anyone else. Just watch him and how he plays ice hockey. He's special. He really is.
I think it's, as you say, so talented, but he's so humble. Humble
as well. And you can tell that. You don't even have to speak to him to sort of see that. He's not one that sort of like goes about like showing off or anything.
Zero ego.
Yeah.
Zero ego.
And he's just got such a good talent.
Yeah, and he's not even, I don't think he takes his ability for granted either. He works so hard.
Yeah, and I think that shows the humbleness because he works for everything. Even though he is talented, he still has to work for it and still puts in 100% effort.
Hard work will beat talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Exactly.
So he got the equaliser, but 30 seconds later, Travis Penny put the Devils back up. I think I was actually standing with Travis Penny's family. So because they were massively excited when that goal went in, even more so than some Devils fans across the rink. But that was a real turning point.
Yeah.
But then the big one came, Alex Murray. There's a lot of things from the Devils this weekend that we'll talk about after the games. But Alex Murray has been sat on 199 goals for quite a few weeks, and he knocked in the third goal on the rebound from the point to bring up that 200.
And what a game to do it in.
Yeah, and that kind of, from that first period, that had almost set the tone.
Yeah.
The Devils wanted to be in charge. They took control of the game. But then in the second, I have never seen the Chieftains dominate a period like that without scoring. It was phenomenal. The domination was absolutely phenomenal. And I have to give props to the Devils D. The way that they defended so doggedly, just the poke check, the last poke check on everything. They finished every single hit. Reg O'Neill, really unlucky, could have scored his first goal, dinged off the post. I think they hit the iron 3 times in the second period. Aaron Taylor.
One of those things.
Yeah, it was just one of those things. They had a good chance, a couple of chances on the power play late in that period as well. But just couldn't get it over the line. And I said to my uncle who was with me, because he lives down that way, he comes with when we go down there. The next goal is massive from momentum swing. I said if Solent get it and it goes 4-1, I don't think Chieftains will come back.
Yeah.
But if Chieftains get it, it goes 3-2, they will. And that is what happened. It was Sasha Maltsev again, 10 minutes to go. It was the way that he slotted into that first line between Cam and Grant. It's almost like all three of them are responsible for all three positions.
Mm-hmm.
They don't stay right wing, left wing, centre. There's a real interchange, which is a lot easier in a rink like Solent because it's not that big.
Uh-huh.
So it's a lot easier to interchange like that. But of course, you can't get in each other's way when you're trying to do that.
Especially in a small rink like that.
Yeah, so they've got that down, and it enabled Sasha, really, the 2 goals that he scored were just easy, backdoor, virtually open net because of the way that the play had worked.
Mm-hmm.
And then grinding it down towards the end. Again, I think the Chieftains dominated the third as well. Not as much as they did the second, but there was a little bit more pressure on them to go and get the goals. Which they did get the equaliser through Holden Barnes-Garnett. Again, close range, backdoor finish, just really well worked. And then into that last couple of minutes, that was when it actually hit. I had to jump on my phone and double check. And I'd heard other fans talking about it as well. So I'm sure that Cliff and the boys were more than aware before the game started. Overtime win was not enough. They needed regulation win.
Needed regulation.
And I was quite surprised actually not to see Miller not get pulled. I thought in the last 40 seconds, knowing that you need regulation win to progress into the cup, he would get pulled. But then you're also thinking, but it's still a league game, so 1 point or 2 points is better than no points. If you put the goalie at 3-3. So really,
it's a weird one because you'd sort of think they would, because even if they do go to overtime and win, it doesn't matter anyways because they're out.
Yeah. So
it's like, I understand the whole league point of view, but then if you want silverware, you're like, that's sort of a moment where you've got to sit back and think, well, what is going to make us get to this semi-final?
Yeah.
Probably pulling the goalie, obviously. Pulling the goalie don't always work, but a lot of the time it does. So just give it a go. But then again, in a small rink like that, to lose the puck for them to just whack it and it go in.
Yeah, and to be fair, like a ricochet could send it into the goal. In that
goal.
It was getting frustrating actually, the amount of just tapped clearances that were causing icing calls throughout that game. That was getting frustrating.
I didn't think you could call icing there.
I don't know how they can see the lines to call anything. I mean, it's supposed to be a new surface. And
how was the surface? It's the first time either of us have gone down there.
The concrete is visible, not everywhere, but on the edges, particularly behind the goal at the scoreboard end. The concrete is visible. It looks better than it did from when they first redid it and all those pictures surfaced. Yeah. It does look better. But when they first, gave the pictures of it being done, they'd put the Solent logo in the ice, and you'd have thought they'd have repainted the lines and whatnot. But it is just a blank white sheet of ice.
What with the Solent logo in the middle?
You can't even really see the Solent logo.
Really?
So, main thing, it's suitable for them to play on. It's safe enough that it's been passed.
Yeah.
Safe. That's the main thing.
That's the main thing.
The other thing just makes life difficult for the officials and for the players when you can't really see where the lines are. But getting into like the final 60 seconds, Ollie Baldock gets called for a hook in on, I think it was on Liam Coleman, as he broke away.
Mm-hmm.
And in all fairness, there were Solent fans thinking, oh my God, he's going to give a penalty shot. And then someone's saying behind me, oh no, it's definitely not a penalty shot. And I'm just sitting there thinking, I didn't even really see the hooking. There was obviously the two players come together. I think it was Baldock and Barnes-Garner converged on Liam Coleman as he was going through. I didn't really see an infraction, not at the speed it was happening. The puck went off wide, goal came off the pegs, and or sort of, I think it was Ollie Baldock that ended up in the back of the goal. But it was a thing. But they gave Ollie Baldock the boarding call, and at that point I thought, on the penalty kill, you're not going to get the winning goal.
Yeah.
Then we got 13 seconds of 4-on-4 after Liam Coleman scored for high sticks, and you could tell that it was a difficult decision of how to try and play those last few seconds, knowing you needed a goal for regulation win to qualify in the cup. And like we said about perhaps pulling the goalie, Cliff's in a lose-lose situation there.
Yeah, because it's also just like 13 seconds. I know it sounds a lot for like hockey time. It's just really not.
No, even on a
just
sport.
Just to get the tactics right, it's just not right. It's just not enough. If it was like 23, different story.
Yeah, and then I think maybe 23 at 4-on-4, then you pull the goalie.
Yeah, you pull the goalie then. But just 13 seconds, it's just not enough. Because you've also got to think that's face-off as well in that.
Yeah.
You're looking at then 10 seconds. It's just not enough.
And you just never know where the puck's going to go from face-off.
Face-off, exactly. If you don't win that face-off and it goes to a Solent player, screwed. You're losing in regulation then.
But into overtime, it was, again, I think it wasn't as nervy because I think the boys were aware that they couldn't then qualify for the cup semi-final.
Yeah.
But the way the Devils played overtime was quite impressive. They sat in a little bit, waited for their opportunities. And when that opportunity came, and it came early, for Kane Russell, he split the D really, really well, so much pace, and then he just took the piss.
Yeah. I see the video that I think Solent posted it earlier today, just through the legs.
Yeah, it was.
Honestly.
Again, another one I think that Ross will want back.
Yeah, will whack himself over probably.
Yeah. When we spoke to Ross, we spoke about Grant Bartlett doing that to him.
Yeah. The thing is, he saved a few as well. Like, me and him, well, all of us had an ongoing joke at Oxford last year. He's got a little windmill move that he, like, just does, and it's insane, and normally it stops them sort of goals, but, he's been caught twice now.
Well, this one was, like, low, and on, like, the near side as well. I don't know how Kane managed to do it. It was an incredible finish.
Yeah.
And even, obviously, I know I'm a Chieftains fan, but almost from doing this perspective of doing it from the podcast point of view, I kind of watch every game as a neutral a little bit.
Yeah.
So I actually, I just stood there just like, wow. I just had to applaud it. It was.
You do.
To break at that speed and finish like that, it was superb. And a cheeky little one that I don't recall seeing that he was on a two-way. I don't recall seeing a post saying he's coming back. But when I got into the rink and the players were just kind of heading back to get changed after warm-up, saw a chap walking around in his pads and no jersey, and I thought, God, that looks like Steve Osman. And it was.
It was.
He was wearing number 12 for Solent that night, not his usual 83.
Oh, yeah, he's on the team sheet here.
Yeah, and I thought, I don't recall them posting that he was back.
No. Just, sometimes just clubs do that, you know, just creep someone back in and then sort of see the team sheet. You're like, oh.
Yeah, always good to see him play, actually. I think last year, not last year for the Devils, I think he was at Swindon last year, and then he got injured.
Yeah. He definitely went to Swindon.
But the year before, he was terrific for Solent.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrific.
Yeah, he's been around for years as well. Like, he's just got the experience and the talent.
Mm. Well, not only did the Devils win 4-3 in overtime, qualify for the Cup semi-final, yes. Alex Murray up his 200th goal. I think Aaron Taylor was 100th senior appearance. I think Chris Necros-Avicius was 100th senior appearance. And they bid a very warm farewell to Mason Wild. Him and his family are moving to South Africa.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so fantastic stuff for them. I'm sure he'll find somewhere to play out there.
Out there, yeah. They'll be somewhere.
And I think he was the shirt off the back as well. So a lucky fan has ended up with the last ever Mason Wild shirt.
Yeah.
And he won man of the match for the Devils as well. And I must reach out now through this. If Mason wants to come on in the new year, either before they go to South Africa or whilst they're out there, because there's no time difference, so it doesn't make it too hard. We'd love to have him on and speak about his career in the UK.
Yeah, speak about career and like the move and things like that.
Fans are in South Africa.
It'd be really interesting.
Yeah, I think it would be really interesting because he's a player that I've always sort of kept an eye on through Solent. The first time I ever saw him play, he scored an absolute screamer from the blue line, a proper sweep of a shot into the top corner. I've always thought he was a great player.
Yeah, again, been around for years. I remember when I was really, really, really little, he played for Oxford. That's when we were like green and all of that. So we're going back years. So again, another player with a lot of experience. So it'd be good to get him on. That would be terrific. Yeah. So we'll I'll give Mother a text as well to make sure he gets it. But Mother, make sure that Mason reaches out and we'll get that sorted. He's up for it. But yeah, Solent qualified for the semi-finals. So. And I think as well, because winning in regulation for Solent actually put them top of that group. How's that? Well, so they will play the runners-up from the other group. They went top via the head-to-head record against the Swindon Wildcats. They both finished on 12 points. So they will, at the moment, when we get to the games later on, at the moment it's the Slough Jets, but I think there's a real possibility for Invictus to there is pressure on them there. There definitely is. Yeah, it definitely is a possibility. So we'll move on Saturday to what is always a brilliant sort of rivalry. It is. It's a rivalry now. It is the top two rivalry really now, isn't it? It has been over the last couple of years. And it never ever disappoints. Ever. No, it doesn't. It's always a good game. Obviously, I've been to one at the Hangar. Obviously not this one, but the one previous. Yeah. And again, what a game. But yeah, it's becoming a rivalry, but it's like you said, just a great fixture to be at or just to keep an eye out on. Yeah, I mean the game from Streatham, I think it was last week or the week before, where Slough won 7-1 or 6-1, I think it might be. But again, just an astonishing game. I think we shouted out Chris Beale for his highlights on that because the editing on that was just absolutely terrific. Yeah, it was. The cup final between the two, not last season but the season before, I think it only finished 2-1 over the course of 2 games. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, astonishing games of hockey. And to be fair, I mean, this looked like it was going the opposite way for starters. It did. It really did. His first Streatham goal. First Streatham goal. To put them 1-0 up before Ziggy Beasley makes it 2 in the first, and then in the third, Ethan Lane makes it 3. And then I think what the catalyst is from 3-0, 38 seconds later, Slough hit back on the power play. Yeah. And we spoke about it last week, didn't we, about the speed of when you score your goals. Yes, it is. So important. These two teams are like really well known for this as well. If they score one, 30 seconds later, if they score another, they will then go and score a third, like, a few minutes later, or which is pretty much what they always do. Slough did this with their 2, like, sort of consecutive goals, scored, like, 30, 40 seconds after Ethan Lane did, Seb Moore did, and then he did it again, literally 30 seconds later again.
Yeah, and I think, again, that would have been a momentum shift in that game. It
is, yeah. Because you go into... I mean, they then had a, like, quiet 10 minutes, like, at the end of the second. But you go into that third, 3-2... anyone's game there. It's anyone's game. So the next goal, again, it really depends on who scores next.
Yeah.
In this case, it was Slough. And
it was Slough, yeah. Timo Lindgren. He's been in really good form recently.
He has. Honestly, both the brothers have. They've both been really, really good.
But then Ollie Hemmings-Marr, again, 16 goals this season. He's been unreal this year.
He has. He really has. All of these... like the junior players that have come through up on Slough, like they are just getting better and better each year.
So, and then Danny Inglesby equalises on 52-33, and then with 10 seconds to go. 10 seconds. Imagine the atmosphere and the reaction in that ring.
The hangar must have gone mental.
They're wearing their black 40th anniversary jerseys. They've just retired Heathy's jersey up into the rafters.
Yeah.
David Hoof's done a ceremonial puck drop, and then that game happens, and then with 10 seconds to go.
Honestly, the atmosphere when that goal went in, it must have been insane. I mean, when they scored in the overtime last time, it was like mental in there. So for all of that to be happening and it just to be like 10 seconds left, it would have been absolutely crazy in there.
Massive shout as well to Alex Cole and Ethan Lane chucking nuts. That was
brilliant.
Top
that was a good fight. Now that is what we call fighting, and the Linos let them do it as well. Yeah. They let them do it. That is what we want.
Ethan Lane's sort of, you can see this, he's like a man this year. Like he's really grown into his own stature this year.
Yeah, he can fight, and again, so can Alex Cole. It's just it's 2 good ice hockey players that both can fight, and they just had the fight, and that was it. And that is what you want to see. But other than that, the discipline was really light for this fixture. Yeah, normally, we've got like a massive list of all of like the penalties, the bans and all of that. Literally so light, which is probably why it was such a good game, like high scoring and all of that for both sides. So, yeah.
More hockey, less penalties.
Yeah. But still the fight. That's all you've got to ask for.
All we want is a fight.
All we want is one, and we got it.
After the 9 goals thriller there, 5-4 win for Slough.
Yes.
We go down to Gillingham to Invicta versus Cardiff. And, I mean, this has been happening to Cardiff a lot.
Just too much recently. Just too much. It's such a shame.
It would be. It is a shame. But it wouldn't be as bad if they were getting a couple of goals when this was happening.
But
they're just not scoring. And
like 10-3, it's still bad, but you're like, it's not. There's positives to look at.
We scored some goals. We made some plays. To be fair, the discipline was good in this game.
Really good. Yeah, there's literally
didn't have a penalty, but
didn't have one.
I mean, it's almost like to say 10-0's been happening to Cardiff a lot recently. It's also pretty much every time we talk about an Invicta game, we're talking about an Aaron Connolly hat-trick.
Hat-trick. All the time. It's every game, and I keep saying this. He's just like, he doesn't get the recognition he deserves, I don't think.
But I'm looking at the stats here. His hat-trick goal on Saturday, which is the one that made it 7-0 just before the halfway mark, was only his 13th goal.
13th goal.
How is that possible?
He's had about like 3 the thing is, I think where the hat-tricks have been consecutive weekends.
Yeah, I think possibly the Challenge Cup as well, he might have been nailing a couple of goals.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he's definitely had like 3 hat-tricks in the last like 3 games. Or like 3 weekends, whatever it is.
Astonishing stuff. Luca Pascal getting on the score sheet as well. A couple of goals for Luca. Luca's one of our, he's always likes everything we put on social media, which is fantastic. I'd love to get Luca on actually to talk about what's different now from playing for Romford to now playing for Invicta.
Yeah.
How is that going about? That would be a really, really good chat. That would be. Yeah, because we need to get some more guests booked for next week.
We do, don't we? We don't have anyone booked as of right now.
We've got a couple that we still need to do that were announced. We still need to organise Ben Clements, which are the Chelmsford bench coach, used to be Chelmsford goalie. Obviously, that would be a really, really good one. Talk about goalies and obviously in Ben's life in general. That would be really good. And at some point, we are going to speak to Ty Cathcart.
Yes. Who
was obviously former Slough Jets, now at the Basingstoke Bison. We're leaving it for a little bit because Ty was quite recently on with the Maccas boys.
Yes.
On their podcast. We'll give him a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be fantastic to hear what's going on at the Bison. But
yeah.
This
and going back to
their goals, it's a mixture of you.
It is, and we've been saying this for so long. How like that is exactly what you want to see. I know we are saying about Aaron Connolly always scoring, but you have got different people always in there. It's good, and Jacob Branton's getting a few assists as well. He's all over the game sheet. But yeah, the
way that Carl would do it would be, not a line of 3 experienced players.
Yes.
Let's have 1 experienced player and 2 youth players.
Yes.
And
they learn. They actually do learn. Let them learn. Let them figure out how they play as well. Because I feel like the jump from juniors to senior is crazy as it is in itself. But you've also got to find the way you can play how you want at senior level, because it is just so different from how you would play at junior level. So the fact that they've got someone experienced, that then they're learning themselves, they're going to be great players.
Yeah, and like I said, they've mixed the goals up. The first goal of the season for Harrison Lillis as well, which Harry's got his testimonial at the end of this season.
He does, yeah.
At the end of May. So good for him to get up and running and off the mark.
Try and get on the score sheet.
Yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, I am thinking that the idea that his testimonial, it might be clashing with the women's playoffs.
Oh, is it?
Which I kind of have already committed to going to. So yeah, that's an interesting one.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
That would be a fantastic night in Gillingham.
It would be.
10-0 there. Again,
all even-handed goals, obviously.
Yeah, this is the league form for Invicta that's just been under the radar, grinding along, picking up points. Left
quietly.
Right, yeah, big wins, keeping clean sheets as well. That is their 4th shutout of the year.
Yeah, and I said this at the start of the year. I said big take, but if Invicta carry on doing what they need to, they'll slide in 4th, 3rd. If they really want to, they will.
Yeah. And this shutout was Nikolai DeBaus as well. It's not Winterbanks. It was Nikolai DeBaus at the shutout. Yeah,
so great performance from him as well. I feel like I say this a lot recently as well. Young goalies, like this league is so gifted with it.
Yeah.
So gifted.
But I think a lot of the teams in the national have gone import.
Yes.
And it has forced these young British goalies who are good enough for that level, but they're playing at this level because the National League have gone import, and that's one. I think it's made it harder for teams to score because the goalies are so good.
Yeah.
But they are still getting genuinely competitive experience playing this league.
They are, of course they are. And I mean, I'm not quite sure how old he is, like 17, 18. He's still really young. He's still getting so much great experience.
Yeah, I think he's 17. I think he was 16 when he broke into the team last year.
Yeah. It's crazy, it's mental. So, I mean, to be playing at this level at that age is crazy in itself, but to be having a shutout in a 10-0 game, that's great.
Yeah, on 22 shots. Yeah, so fantastic stuff from Nikolai DeBaus. Fantastic stuff from Invicta, a 10-0 win, and as we said, they will keep going under the radar.
They will keep, And unfortunately, the Cardiff-Romford gap is now really starting to show.
It is. I mean, it'd be difficult to see Romford adding to that before the end of this year because their final game is a trip to Streatham, but
Streatham, which ain't great.
And then when they start the year up again in January, they're at home to Chelmsford. So yeah, they may not be able to add to that gap. But it's not just about them not adding to that gap. Cardiff have got to try and close it.
They have to before it's too late, because I think Romford will pick up some points.
Yeah.
Early next year, no matter who it's against, they'll have a few games. I'm sure Cardiff-Romford is a game early on next year. If not, it will come around sooner or later.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
And Cardiff have to close it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Otherwise it'll be too late and there will be no competition for it.
Let's move on to Sunday then, and we go into the Challenge Cup.
Yes.
Now, last week when Chelmsford beat Invicta 6-1, they theoretically put one hand on the Challenge Cup. 2 games remaining. They need 2 points to win the Challenge Cup. Both of those games are against the Streatham Redhawks. Yeah. One is at home, which was Sunday. The other one is away on the 10th of January. This was also the Air the Bear night as well at Chelmsford. So the first Chelmsford goal was going to signify a bear toss, which unfortunately can't go over the glass at Chelmsford because of the netting, but they're
netting.
I don't know. Unfortunately, I wasn't there, but I don't know what went wrong. Cliff has stated in his thoughts that have gone out on the Chieftain's social media that there's something that he needs to look at because it wasn't over the whole weekend, something that wasn't quite right. But yeah, Streatham kind of raced off into a 3-0 lead with a couple from Danny Ingoldsby and Ethan Lane all in the first period. And that would have, obviously Chelmsford have got history as well in recent years of coming back against Streatham in a big, big way.
Yeah, they've done it before, not even just against Streatham, just against a lot like the teams that have raced ahead. They always do come back. I mean, they did come back the night before, obviously just not early enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a tough one as well because obviously then Barnes Garner gets Chelmsford's first, but then 5 minutes later, Streatham score again, and then just before the end of the second, former Chelmsford man Lackey gets his first. Well, no.
His first goal in the Challenge Cup.
In the Challenge Cup, yeah, but his second
first goal was the night before, wasn't it?
Yeah, but first goal was the night before, but second goal for it
was a
Streatham.
good goal as well, apparently.
It was sort of meant it was going to happen, wasn't it? It was going to happen. It always happens. But yeah, it was just, when you go 4-1 down, you sort of like, that's it. Chelmsford needed to score their second goal after Barnes Garner scored the first. Yeah. That's the change of game.
Yeah. Or after the fifth from Lack, if they could have got in the first couple of minutes of the third period.
Still doable.
Yeah, doubt could have set in at that point. And as we said, we say it week after week after week, that when you score is so important.
It is.
So important. And unfortunately, they couldn't quite bring it back. What it has done now really is made the 10th of January just an absolutely incredibly exciting game, which it was always going to be, but it's virtually winner takes all.
Winner takes all, yeah, that is what it's going to be.
The Streatham winning in regulation, I still don't think would be enough. They will then have to go and beat Invicta in the final game of the Challenge Cup to win the cup, which is at Invicta, I think, as well. But I think Cliff will be frustrated that they didn't put this cup to bed before Christmas because they've been terrific in it so far. This is their first defeat in the cup.
Yeah, and also like from the night before, you just want to be like, you want to at least have something good to talk about at the weekend.
You want a reaction. You
want a reaction, and it just there could have been a reaction, but it just seems Streatham just sort of took them by shock in the first.
Well, if one thing that any of us know about this league and about Streatham in particular, Ben Painter knows how to win trophies.
Yeah.
And if
how many years? Look how many years he's done it.
Yeah. So if even this is the Challenge Cup, it's like the third trophy available prestige-wise in the league. It's still a trophy.
It's still silver.
So Ben sat them guys down and was like, "We need to win this game, otherwise this trophy is gone." Yeah. And that will be the same energy when they go into the 10th of January at the High Road, and that will be, for me, that will be an incredibly exciting game. I will try my very hardest to
get to it. Yeah.
Well, because I think it'll be terrifically exciting. Plus, obviously, everyone at Streatham is just so lovely.
It's lovely as well, yeah.
David and everybody is so lovely. So, yeah, it'd be lovely to get down there on a Saturday night. I will be at Romford the week before, so it's very difficult for me to get to as much hockey as I would like.
I mean, I don't think I've been to hockey in like a month. it's been really strange, and I'm not going to be able to go to the New Year now.
No.
So
Mighty Ducks filling that void for you.
Yeah, it will be. I'll be rewatching it.
But yeah, 5-2 win for the Red Hawks. Brandon Stones took the pipes for Chelmsford, 5 on 46, 2 on 37 for Brett Shepherd. From what I hear, Stones was actually terrific.
Yeah.
Throughout the night, and possibly saved it from being a little bit worse.
Worse, yeah. He is a great goalie. He is a really good goalie.
He is, and that's somewhere else. I think Chelmsford are really strong between the pipes with Miller and Stones.
They are, yeah.
And being backed up by Caleb Sheehan as well. So they are strong there. They just need to make sure that strength shows.
Yes.
I think, and that will definitely help in the new year as they push towards hopefully the Challenge Cup and then pushing on in the league.
In the league as well,
as they possibly can.
Mhm.
So, final game of the weekend was the long trip from Solent to Swindon on a Sunday night. And obviously, this is the second time they've gone there in the league. The first time was the very first game of the season.
Yes.
We'd kind of, actually, I think it was just, I don't think you joined by then.
No, I hadn't.
I talked Swindon up massively during the previews. I really thought they were going to have a really good season. And then Solent went up there and won 6-1 on the first night of the season.
But they did retaliate. Swindon then had their amazing run, which came to a stop after they were at top of the league. And
they qualified for the cup semi-final.
They still haven't picked a point up since.
No, the goal scorers as well, well spread across the both lineups.
Yeah.
And again, experienced names littered through the score sheet when you see it, in the goals and the assists. Yeah. Plenty of experienced names and plenty of young names as well, which is so good to see.
Yeah, it is. We said this, we'll even say it now when they're not doing so well. The setup they have, amazing. Whether they're winning or losing, the pathway from juniors to this level to then obviously national, it is just, I think it's the best setup. I personally think that this league has got.
Yeah, I agree.
So seeing all like you said, the difference of the experience and the youth, well, in this case for both sides actually, is really good. To
be fair, Solent have set that up as well. I know Mother takes great pride in what they've achieved at Solent over the last decade of not only with the playing setup, but how the club is a family.
It is, and you see that you've seen that this season when the rink went down. You see what Mother said in his thoughts about how parents, junior players, senior players have all come together to try and help the rink staff get the rink back up and working. You see how it's not just hockey there; it's actually a family.
Which I think is probably similar at Swindon, but like we've said before previously, when you were at the away game that they went to Invicta with 3 or 4, I think it just needs to get, as we said, the system is there. Everyone just needs to back it a little bit harder.
I think where they've had Swindon Wildcats, their fans then came from there when Swindon Wildcats were away. So it's obviously hard when you're going in as a team that's already got a national team, but you just have to back them. There will be fans that will want to back the NHL 1 team, so just do it. Just do it, commit to it, just because they're a really good side. I think that is just what they're lacking sometimes, that sixth man on the ice being the fans.
But so 6-3 in the end to the Devils. Like I said, the goals all spread around.
Spread out,
Kackett Buckle, I do like Cameron Buckle, I think he's a terrific player.
Yeah.
Ben Locke, Kane Russell and Josh Martin getting their second goals of the weekend after both scoring on Saturday. Will Harding, Jay Warren and Luke Kurt Brown for the Wildcats. Still no Ben Clark Leach, who is with GB, I believe, GB Juniors.
I have a feeling so too. So maybe that's where they're not doing so well potentially. Because obviously he is probably their star player. Yeah,
to be fair, he's the one that stands out virtually every week, isn't he?
Every week. every man of the match is him pretty much. So that just says everything. So when you're missing him, obviously it is a big miss.
It is a big miss. So, but yeah, that'd be good. Say, I think he's with maybe is it under? I think it might be under 20s.
20s, yeah, I have a feeling.
He's with. So, good to see him back. Into the final game weekend of 2025. We've got a really, really special weekend for Invicta Dynamos. They're celebrating 40 years of ice hockey in Gillingham. The jersey that's been designed has been terrific. A mash-up of the Medway Bears. And the Invicta Dynamos.
Yeah,
they've been posting some terrific videos on their social media from former Medway Bears players to talk about the history of the club. We've retweeted one today from Jason Wood, who has played, was also Cardiff Devils goalie as well. He was 15 when he played for the Medway Bears. Went on to play Cardiff Devils.
Isn't it?
Yeah, he did a retry podcast as well with Nick Rothwell that I was to produce, and it was absolutely terrific. Absolutely terrific. That's another one we'll have to sort for the new year. Is we'll have to get Nick back on and talk about retry and all the work that they've been doing.
Yes, we will. Yeah, we do, because you always mention it. Yeah, we need to have sheets of paper here to write down everything.
Well, I've not looked back and seen the predictions, so I don't know.
Don't
go to the predictions. So
we will do that next year. I will. I say I'm going to write them down as we say them, and then the week after I will have them there to see if we're right.
The guys over at Slapshot Syndicate, Rossi and brothers, they do a great job with this, and they have a trophy every week for who's done the best. So we do. Yeah, you take responsibility of that then.
I'll take responsibility. I just might need reminding.
So Saturday then the Invicta Dynamos go to the Slough Jets. Wow. Ironic as they're both celebrating their 40th anniversary this season. They may well both be wearing their 40th anniversary jerseys on that Saturday. So
will be really
a little really Saturday night hockey before Christmas. We're awaiting still, I think, the exact date, because I think the 40th anniversary for the Jets is actually 2026. So it will be the second half of this season where their specific game for their 40th anniversary, which we're waiting to hear exactly when it is, because at least one of us has to be there, because the Jets have done us a lovely, nice 40th anniversary jersey.
Maybe that's when we do the PG meet.
So that's 6:30 at the Hangar. Sunday, 5:45 down at Planet Ice in Gillingham for Invicta Dynamos versus Slough Jets. If you haven't got your tickets yet and you're in Gillingham, if you've not been to hockey in Gillingham for years, go and get a ticket. Go back and see it. Go back and see the Dynamos and celebrate. They've got so much stuff planned. I think they've got special guests. They've got different music stuff going on. I think they may have announced it. I haven't seen it as of yet. They've got a special guest announcer. To work there, that may probably be someone from the history or someone with a connection. I do know when Bob Ballard was on the podcast, that's where Bob got his start in sports radio, was commentating on the Medway Bears.
It's crazy how just one little ice cream club in Gillingham can sort of get you to where you are. So, like you say, it could be him.
It could be Bob. Actually, he hasn't told me it is. We do still speak, me and Bob, but yeah. And then the final game of 2025 is at the High Road, a bit of a London derby if you're that way persuaded when you're in Romford, that you're not in Essex and that you're in London. Streatham Redhawks versus Romford Buccaneers. Just what a lovely way to close out the year for Ethan James and Scott Davis down there.
Yeah, what a game. Especially on a Sunday night.
Sunday night in Streatham, if I was Ethan and Scotty, I'd be saying to them boys, you know what, dig the fuck in.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of weeks off now until we play Chelmsford at home.
Yeah. Just don't get injured for Christmas.
No, don't get it injured, but make this game fucking horrible.
Just go out there and just give it your all, because they're not going to expect it.
And over the years, Romford have had a little bit of they always give Streatham a little bit of a scare.
Yeah.
I feel
like most clubs give them a weird game or a weird period of a game, and it just depends obviously whether they retaliate or not, which 9 times out of 10 they do, but sometimes just catch them on their off day, anything can happen.
Indeed. So before we go, we've got, I wouldn't say it's breaking news. We're a couple of hours behind. We record, lifting the iron curtain, we record on a Wednesday evening. So we don't get to see Mr. Anthony Russell on Balance on the Wall doing his live show because we're recording during it. But England Ice Hockey have shared on their social media that they have voted yes in favour of the merger.
Merging, yes.
To bring ice hockey in the UK together as one, under one banner. We said earlier that we are fully behind the idea of the merger.
And we said a few weeks ago that we both personally were as well.
Yeah, obviously Henry Starlins from Ice Hockey UK came on earlier in the season, literally I think just before the season started, and we discussed that this was going to be happening. I think it's the best thing for ice hockey in this country.
This is where it starts growing. Like this can be something massive now.
Yeah, it needs to be full transparency, full unity. Really focus on the youth setups across the country. You know, if it needs massive corporate sponsorship to get new facilities, go and get that massive corporate sponsorship. Build those facilities. When Henry was on, we discussed the possibility of things like the ozone popping up across the country under the auspices of that new Great British Ice Hockey or whatever it may be called. Because the idea when Danny Myers was on and we spoke about the ozone and the potential of franchising the ozone across the country, Danny's only fear was the ozone is special because of the people that are there. And if you can't replicate that, there's no point damaging your reputation to just stretch it to another point, which I completely agree with him, was a fantastic point.
100%, yeah.
So if England Ice Hockey are able to do this, they've even spoke about the possibility of using synthetic just to get as many places available for you to learn, for you to continue to train, for you to play. Because, you know, we've come close in the Olympics. The ladies come incredibly close qualifying for Milan, although at the moment no one's got anywhere to play out there. That's we're waiting for that to be finished. From the last thing, I think they said 3 days before the Olympics is when that venue will be finished.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It's very poor. Very poor.
So poor. That is awful.
And they're doing the infrastructure in northern Italy is actually not brilliant, and they are trying to improve it. The airports in northern Italy are undergoing building works for extension. The train lines keep having strikes, which is not helpful to get across northern Italy. It's at the moment the Olympics looks like it could be an absolute shit show. So I'm really hoping that they do get it together.
Hopefully in ASAP, because you cannot be waiting till 3 days before. That's ridiculous.
No, and it's, you know, it's ironically, it's probably one of the tournaments that Great Britain never going to be able to host a Winter Olympics here, which is a massive shame. I think we're really on course now, and I think that's the catalyst that the sport needs. Is it needs either the men or the women, or even brilliantly both qualifying for the Winter Olympics.
That's when you know it's getting better. That's how you see it.
That would be the catalyst, because we said with Henry, and I said with Matt and Justin, with going back what we were talking about earlier with the Mighty Ducks, there isn't another Mighty Ducks coming that's going to create this new wave of people that want to play the sport. So it's down to the sport itself. Yeah, it needs to stop being the proverbial snake eating its own tail that it's been for so many years, and this is the first step towards it. Together as one, England Ice Hockey, Scottish Ice Hockey, Ice Hockey UK, all under one umbrella. Once that's sorted, then try and sort it out domestically. All the domestic leagues have to be under the same umbrella. Elite League, National 1, National 2. It all has to be working the same way. Because that's the way that you're going to create the pathway for the kid who learns to play when he's 10, come through his junior system, playing NHL 2, NHL 1, National League, and then end up in the Elite League, and then maybe in the Olympics for GB. That's got to be the goal.
It has to be, and that is what I think so many teams have wanted. So this merger is it's just brilliant for the sport, and I don't think people are going to realise it until it happens, which hopefully it looks like it's going in the right direction.
It does. Hopefully it does. That could be the best Christmas present that ice hockey fans could possibly ask.
It could be.
Well, then, that has left us towards the end of 2025.
That is it.
Another year banked.
Yeah.
Another year done. I've said it many times off air and to you as well. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the podcast.
Oh, honestly, it's a pleasure to be here. I was just going to say, honestly, thank you for bringing me on. You know, it's something completely new personally for me, and obviously just for the pod itself. But honestly, I've enjoyed every second, and I cannot wait for the stuff that holds for me next year, because obviously in about 4 or 5 months' time, I'll be in Sheffield for the Still City Showdown, which was just an insane opportunity for me. Like, it's massive. So I just want to actually thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here alongside you.
Yeah, it's been terrific. So we'll be back in the first week of 2025.
We will be. We will.
Kick off on the 3rd, so we'll
be talking about this weekend's game.
Yeah, we'll have a little run through of what's gone on this weekend. Katelin will review Mighty Ducks 2, maybe Mighty Ducks 3, depending
and
on
maybe Blades of Glory.
Yeah, well, I think when you've seen Blades of Glory, you can
understand
what we were speaking about last week with British ice skating doing these same-sex couples. You'll have a more understanding where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
That's concerned. And then, of course, we will talk about the games that are happening over the first weekend in January. I will hopefully be on commentary for the live stream of Romford versus Chelmsford on January the 3rd, providing that the guys are there and available to get that up and running, because they've got a really high-quality stream there, so they need a lot of people to get it all running properly. So hopefully that will be the case. And then we will get into the countdown, really. Then we're in that period where league games come thick and fast, then the cup comes, and then after the cup, it's all eyes on the playoffs.
It is. We're getting to the best part of the season. I know I remember you sat here a few weeks back saying, oh, it's going to be ages till Christmas, and here we are.
Here we are.
But yeah. I also just want to say thank you to the listeners as well.
Yeah,
thank you to you guys.
The fact that we've kept, this massive following that we've had it's been terrific, and I mean the figures that we just see coming through from not only people listening but the social media hits as well.
Yeah.
It's just that to be fair, that was all part of the reason why I couldn't walk away from it, as I'd said that it was never going to be a permanent thing, more of a hiatus, because I can't get to as much hockey as I would like this year. So next year hopefully we'll kind of be back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, the fact that everybody has kind of stuck with us, keep liking, keep sharing the stuff on social media. We did put out, because we've got no more guests coming on this year, and we will probably wait till sort of like mid-January to get some books. We did post out earlier when it was ZPG Rewind for Arna Beltrami. He was with us just over a year ago now from the Invicta Dynamics. Absolutely incredible episode 136, if you want to go and find it and listen back. Her story is incredible. She's such an inspiration. And I was told by the powers that be at the Invicta Dynamics, you need to get her on, she'll be good. And by God, were they right. It was a terrific one. But yeah, that's it. We'll do that over the Christmas period. We'll post out a few little rewinds of stuff that you may have missed and guests that we've had. And we will, we've kind of compiled a list of who we would like to come on, actually, tonight.
Yeah, we have today.
So,
we have.
We'll wait and see what comes of that.
We will.
Then thank you so much for your time, as always. Have a wonderful Christmas.
Yeah, you too, Ben. Thank you so much. And I hope all you guys have a good Christmas and New Year.
Indeed. See you later.
See you later.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. And a Happy New Year.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. Wishing you a very happy half-off holiday, because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day. Yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes, but network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.